Welcome to a brand new podcast called The Wedding Workflow. This podcast is for the wedding professional, engaged couples, or anyone involved in the wedding world. We will be tearing into everything from picking a venue, what to look for in a photographer, to how to handle the crazy situations that happen when planning a wedding. We hope you get something valuable from our show and from our guests, and would like to invite you to join us every Wednesday here at The Wedding Workflow. All right, welcome to another episode of the Wedding Workflow podcast. This is Adam. How you guys doing today? We got the crew together.
Oh, great, man.
Gang's all here.
Oh, yeah, they are.
The boys are back in town.
Heck yeah.
Carson, how was Florida?
Incredible. Learned a lot. Learned a lot about marketing and stuff. So
That's sweet, man.
yeah, feeling good to be back. Hitting the podcast hard.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. Yeah, so we are in a new space. Actually, last week we had our janky setup, but today we major improvements.
Major improvements. Yeah, we're down at the Ezekiel Project in New Philadelphia, Ohio. Check it out. Some cool things happening. This is where we'll be podcasting a good bit.
Yeah, unless it's inconvenient for like a guest.
Right.
Yeah, I love this space.
Yeah. I work down here most of the time, so it's also nice that you guys are willing to come down here because I don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I'll be there in five minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
How far is it for you, Adam?
It's about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
I just jump on 21 and head on down.
About 50, yeah.
Makes me feel bad.
Hey, but the grind don't stop, bro. The grind don't stop.
We gotta keep this podcast going.
Exactly.
Keep it alive.
Whatever it takes, man. But hey, at the same time.
Yeah, we have been getting some awesome feedback from people.
Yeah.
They've been enjoying it.
What did you say we're ranked right now? It was like 186
I haven't
best
checked
podcast.
in a hot second.
Yeah.
Let's see. But yeah, we were getting up there. And so if you are listening and you are wanting to help us out, hit us up with that rating and review on Apple Podcasts. That'll help us get up to the top of the relationships genre of podcasting.
Got a 5-star review right now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No one's giving us like, this sucks.
We've got, what,
These guys
6
are the
reviews?
worst.
6?
Yeah.
6 or 7? So.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So we're doing pretty good. We're getting there.
Yeah, we're doing it, guys.
Podcast number
We're really
4
doing
today.
it. We're really doing it.
We're giving it a shot. So today we are talking about a couple of just general topics. We did have some guests lined up, but with conflicting schedules and all that fun stuff, it's really hard to get 4 adults in the same room anymore.
You're right.
Like,
true.
I get that with like trying to meet with clients too. That's such a hard thing.
Yep.
Especially if they have kids.
Yeah, yeah.
That changes
Yeah.
everything.
And I always tell them if if it's because you have kids, like feel free to bring them. I'm fine with that.
Yep.
Like, it's cool getting to know them as well, especially if they're like, flower girl or the ring
for
bearer,
sure.
that kind of stuff. Like it helps out a lot to like get to know them and they feel familiar. And I've helped like, some of them down the, like I have to stand at the end and like usher them over and stuff.
Yeah, that happens a lot with video and photo. It's like I'm down at the end of the aisle and I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
You can make it.
Yeah, this is an awesome picture. So my brother, when my aunt got married, I told that story where I walked her down the aisle. My little brother Nathan, he's 18 now, but back then he was like 2000. He was like maybe 11, and he was the ring bearer, and he hates being in front of large groups of people. And there's some awesome shots of my little brother. He's got the little pillow, and he's just tears streaming down his face. Like the rehearsal, everything else, he was totally fine. Once he saw all those people, he was like, "Nope, I can't."
I'm
do
out.
It's amazing how many kids just freeze as soon as they hit the aisle.
They either freeze or they're hams. Like they just ham it up.
Yeah.
They're like run down the aisle and they're like throwing everything.
Those are some of the most memorable parts, I feel like, of the ceremony is whatever they do.
Yeah,
That's true.
how many parts? So this is something that like I'm always like not sure what to do about when they have like when we do the introductions into like the reception. Do you ever have it where you have to introduce like the flower girl and the ring bearer?
Yeah, sometimes. It just depends, but a lot of times when that happens, I do it like at the end, or if their parents are in the bridal party, then I just let them come in, with them and announce them that way. But if not, then I usually announce them at the end, even like after the best man and maid of honor, so that way they get that special spotlight.
Yeah, that's true.
And also, if the adults are in there, they can signal them in, so that way they can bring them into the reception if they freeze up. So
That's helpful.
yeah. Yeah, I like it when they get introduced though.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes it's hard to find them though. So sometimes they
Yeah.
don't end up getting.
Yeah.
Sometimes like the bride
That's
just like,
with
let's
all
just
the-
do it.
That's with most bridal parties is you got to track them down.
Oh my god.
That's how it is for photos too. Most of the time, you get like one good photo with the ring bearer and the flower girl.
Yeah.
And then they're out. Like they're not in any of the other bridal party photos for the rest of the day.
This is what I tell every time I meet with a couple. I always tell them that to assign their like either their best man and their maid of honor or their like matron of honor. I'm like, assign them like one for each side, and tell them that they have to be the cat wrangler of the day.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I don't know what it is about bridal parties. They're like the most chill people in the world, but it's kind of like they're like they're in a point of like importance, but
Yeah.
very low responsibility for the day of. Like all they've been asked is just show up, stand in a line.
They disappear.
And they disappear.
Tyler, do you
so
remember that?
much.
We did a wedding in like about a month ago in January at the Onesto. And you remember that one guy disappeared? I swear for like 5-10 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
One of the guys from the bridal party.
Yeah, I don't know where he was.
The groomsman. No one knows where he went.
Yeah.
I don't know. But we were just kind of awkwardly waiting like by the cake to do the cake cutting.
Something happens for the groomsmen and sometimes the groom too, but groomsmen for sure because like they have low responsibility usually, and they like turn into animals.
Oh yeah.
Like
Most of the time they're just standing around, like kind of bored throughout the day.
yeah, before the ceremony, they're like. Sometimes they're just chilling and having, just relaxing and having some drinks. And then something happens like in a half hour before the ceremony where they're like, just turn into different people. Like they're like hitting each other and like just being ridiculous. And like you said, like, and I've done it. Like, and like when you're in a wedding, there's something about you're around 6 other guys for like days. And like you like,
It's kind of like the Hangover movie where you
it's absolutely true. There's something that happens. This, something switches, and you're like, I'm a 12-year-old boy again.
Yeah.
Like you say inappropriate jokes, you hit each other, you play pranks on each other, you're drinking way too
they're
much.
always flirting with everybody.
It's true. It really is.
Well, they always come up to me and they're like, "Hey man, can you introduce me?" I'm like, "I don't know these families actually. Like,
Yeah.
I know their names and that's about it.
Right.
I don't know what made you think I can introduce you
Right.
to the the bridal party."
It really is. And I think about that every time. Like, what happens?
I had people in my bridal party asking me about our photographer because she was she had the California girl vibe.
Yeah.
And like a couple of my groomsmen came up to me and they were like, "Hey man, can you introduce us to your photographer?" I'm like, "She's got a boyfriend, man. Just find somebody else."
Yep.
So,
No one asked about my photographer or videographer at my wedding because they were 20-year-old boys.
yeah, makes sense. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
Shout out to Micah and Tyler for shooting my wedding for me and not flirting with the bridal party.
So what are you guys' thoughts? We both went on honeymoons.
Well,
and then Carson's planning, so
Actually, we didn't really take a honeymoon.
I feel like I've had a couple, because I always ask that towards the end of the conversations when I first meet with them. I'm like, "Hey, you guys planning a honeymoon? Where are you guys going?" And I feel like a lot of people that I DJ for, like they're like, "we'll do one in like a year." So
Right. Well, that's the thing for us. It was like we got married in November, and I'm right in the middle of delivering a lot of weddings because it's like the end of the season.
Yeah.
So I'm editing a lot of weddings, and she's in grad school and a teacher, and it was like teachers don't really get no one realizes that they don't really know, but they don't really get time off.
Yeah.
And I think she gets 3 personal days a year, and we use 2 of them for the wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was like, well, we're not going to take vacation or take sick time. I don't know how we can't do it. We just couldn't do it. So we were like, well, let's just take 2 nights. So we went and stayed at Gervasi for 2 nights. And some friends of ours.
Which is nice. You feel like you're in Italy.
Dude, it was nice, man.
I love
Gervasi.
Nice.
Yeah.
And we stayed at the Casa.
Oh
The
yeah,
new
that place
hotel.
is amazing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was gorgeous, and it was thankfully someone put us up. It was incredible. They gave us we had breakfast delivered to our door in the morning, and the room was sweet. The room was huge, big king bed, and the thing is, this is the difference between pricing in rooms when you're going away or anything. You have like $100 room. It's fine. Like you can stay at a hotel for $100.
Yeah.
It's not nice. Chances are good. I'm probably only going to sleep for like 6 hours, and then I'm going to get back on the road probably because we're driving. Then you jump to like, but the difference is the bathroom. The bathroom of a $100 hotel room is so small, and like the toilet is in the shower, and it's like the sink is like like so you can sit on the toilet and wash your hands at the same time.
Yeah,
and then you pay for like a $200 room, and you're like, this is kind of nice, and like the shower's a little bit bigger. You're not touching the wall.
Maybe
and the
you'll get like a rainfall shower.
Yeah, maybe. And then the jump from that to Gervasi is like I think it was $350 a night.
Yeah,
Jeez.
And it was. The shower is the size of our bathroom. But actually, it might be bigger. Most people's bathroom, I feel like, is like an average size,
Yeah.
And the shower itself was big, and like it was probably 4 feet wide and 12 feet deep, I bet.
Dang.
It was so cool. And I was like, this is it. And the toilet is like in a different room. Like it's just like a little room by itself where you can go to the bathroom. Yeah.
That's privacy on another level.
Absolutely. Like there's all sorts of like the sink was marble and like it was just gorgeous and like the room was cool, and the only thing we didn't like is we like to cuddle.
Yeah.
And the only seating other than the bed was 2 huge like king's chairs.
Like
so like I mean like
thrones
like like the back was like 2 feet taller than my head, And when we wanted to watch TV and like eat or like anything, like you'd sit there and there was like a little table between it. And
you feel like the couple from Up where they each have their own separate chair. That's just where they hang out.
But like we would finish dinner and be like, so how do we cuddle while we're watching this movie for the next like hour or two? I don't know. Like it's just weird because we were like in these giant chairs. We like reach over and like hold hands or like I guess we could get in bed and just watch a movie,
Yeah.
But I feel like it's like. I don't know. That would be my only complaint. Is I wish there was like a love seat or something.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, luxurious.
Yeah. It was sweet though, and I think I'd like to go back in the spring because there's like, you want to walk around and there like the grounds are so beautiful and there's like a cool pond.
Yeah.
In the
see
back.
those swans. The swans are giant.
They're huge.
Yeah.
And all the rooms are on the first floor, so there's like a private patio area and like a cool table and little chairs and things.
Gervasi is actually that's where I asked my fiance to be my girlfriend.
Oh, nice.
By that pond. Yeah, she always jokes. She actually I asked her to be my girlfriend, like I was proposing for her to be my homecoming date. Yeah, like we were like living high school all over again. But I think it was one of my smoother moments. Had it by the pond. I had had some flowers in the car. I was like, hey, I gotta go get something.
Yeah, Jess and I's first date was at Gervasi.
Yeah. Came back. There was like a little card in there. Said, "Will you be my girlfriend?" Apparently, that was the homecoming card.
Yeah.
She likes to make fun of, but.
We put mine.
It worked though. Hey, we here now.
You made it. I had Ethan write.
Oh yeah, that's a great story.
Yeah,
Tyler, how did you ask your fiance to be your girlfriend?
Yeah.
So
what's this? Wait, actually, I don't know if I know this. What's the story of you guys? Because you guys have known each other pretty much your whole lives.
Yeah.
What's the story of you guys reconnecting?
So we got babysat together when we were 5, and have known each other since then. My best friend is her cousin. So we've like seen each other off and on for the last 20 something years. And then in March, my band that I was playing with had a show, and I texted her because I was like, I want this pretty girl to come to my show.
Yeah.
And she was like, nah, I got something going on. Also, she didn't have my phone number. She was like, who's this? Because she got a new phone. And I was like, oh.
New phone, who this?
Oh, no. Striking out already. She didn't have my phone number. And then we just ended up texting back and forth. And I was like, is it weird if I ask this girl out that I've known for 23 years? And we ended up hanging out and talking for hours and hours and hours and hours the first time. And it was kind of weird at first because we both had put each other in that friend zone.
Yeah.
Of not necessarily the friend zone of oh, I'm not attracted to them. I'm not it was I'm just not allowed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's always that point where you're like, man, if I do, then anytime we see each other after this, it's going to be a little awkward.
Right. And that was the thing.
Agree.
If it doesn't work out, she works with both of my sisters.
Oh, man.
And I'm best friends with her cousin. And it was if it doesn't work out, it's going to be weird.
Yeah.
But we were both kind of well, let's just go for it. And we went out a few times, and I ended up asking her out to be my girlfriend. with a mutual friend of ours named Ethan, who worked at Starbucks at the time, and she basically this is kind of a long story, but I wasn't sure if she was ready to be my girlfriend, like officially.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about ways I could ask her like soon, but not necessarily like that day. And then I ended up talking to her on the phone, and she like basically told me that she accidentally told her family that she had a boyfriend. And I was like, well,
we're in there.
Today's the day. So I called Ethan, and him and I had put up this idea together where he would deliver Starbucks to my house, and it would be her favorite Starbucks. And on one cup it would say Tyler, and on the other cup it would say Tyler's girlfriend.
Oh, snap.
And
Smooth.
so he shows up. He's not even, the best part is he's not even working. Like he was home hanging out. So he put his uniform on and drives to Starbucks and buys a Starbucks.
Ethan goes all out.
He does. And he put up my name on it, and then he put Tyler's girlfriend on one, and then just like showed up at my house. And when he got there, I pretended I had no idea who he was. And she hadn't met him yet. So like he pulls up and she's like, "Who's here?" And I was like, "I don't know. He's got Starbucks. That's a Starbucks employee." Like, and when I opened the door, she was like hiding because she was like, "What the heck's going on?" You know? And I was like, "Hello," and he's like, "Hey, someone paid for this Starbucks and wanted me to deliver it to you." And I was like, well, "This is weird." I like, what's your name? He's like, "Ethan." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And I like take the drink and like I give Jess hers, and she doesn't even read it, you know, because she's thought this guy was going to come in to kill us or something. And he was like, "Well, yeah, this is for Tyler and Tyler's girlfriend. Are you you're his girlfriend then?" And she was like, "Yeah," like, and it was like, it was just super awkward. And then he asked for a picture with us, which was super funny. And then he's like, "All right, well, I got to go." And I was like, "All right, it was nice meeting you, Evan." He just like
intentionally
paused and like glared at me, and I was like, "Yeah, I did." Because we're friends, so like I know his name's Ethan, but I'm sure he gets called Evan all the time because that's like the mix-up, you know.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, it's Ethan." I was like, "Oh yeah." And he left, and as soon as he left, she was like, "Please tell me you know who that is." And I was like, "Yes, this was a plan." And I was like, "Look at your cup," and she was like, "Oh." yeah, of course. Like, yeah, like
Dude, I got a story about Ethan at your wedding. So during your wedding, I was actually DJing, what is it, the 200-something year of the Marines. The
Marine Corps Ball.
Yeah, the Marine Corps Ball, that was
super
awesome.
cool.
It was super fun. Like, it was really cool seeing that, like being behind the scenes of like how they operate and stuff.
That's a really serious event.
Yeah, and that was the thing. It was a super serious event. They had me play a video that I didn't know they needed me to play, and the HDMI cable to all the TVs was like glitching and stuff. And I'm like, I need another one. Like, it was crazy. So this whole crazy situation was going on. They're like in the middle of they're like getting ready to do this whole ceremony. Because it's like a ceremony, then the rest of the night is just like a party.
Yeah.
But Ethan texts me. And he's like, "Hey man, where's Carson? Like, what's Carson's number? Can you? It's an emergency." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, I'm at the wedding, and Carson is missing." And I'm like, "What?" And so I'm like, "Okay." So I send him Carson's number, and basically, and so I just didn't think about it the rest of the night. And then the next day or like another day, we went out to lunch. I was like, "Hey dude, what was so important? Like, what did you need this for?" And he was like, Carson was announcing dinner by tables, and I wanted, him to announce my table first. And I was like, "That was the emergency?" He's like, "Yes." I was like, "Oh
hilarious.
my gosh,
I did speed his table up. I got him.
Yeah, but it was hilarious.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh gosh,
That's great.
Because I knew he was at your wedding, but
Yeah.
So I was like,
Well, yeah, he was the first person I wrote down on our guest list.
Yeah,
Because it's like we have to invite him because he helped make this happen.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like
he was.
yeah, it was like all of our family. Ethan.
So Tyler, how did you know your fiance was the one?
Oh man.
Deep questions.
Yeah, that's a big question. A few things. One, I would say I just absolutely could not stand the thought of like not being with her.
Yeah.
Like everyone has heartbreaks in their life and whatever, but I had like just the thought of her not being around. I was like, I knew this 2 weeks after we started dating. I told her, if you and I don't work out, I'm in big trouble. And she was like, why? I was like, either we're going to get married or I'm going to have to sell all of my belongings and buy a motorcycle and just
drive around the country.
Just leave. Yeah, like I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing, but that's like the only other option. And I tell her that all the time. I was like, you don't know how dangerously close I was to living in a van before we met.
Living in a van down by the river.
Yeah, absolutely. That used to be a bad thing, and now it's like everyone does
like,
it.
Everybody's like, I'm turning this bus into a. We're living out of a bus.
Yeah.
I got a couple friends that just did that. Actually,
Yeah,
they're getting big on TikTok.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. But it did used to be like a
it did used to be like a bad thing. Yeah. Well, it is still kind of is. Like it'd be
now you can be big on like YouTube and stuff, and
right.
You can make money while
you
you're
can
doing
turn it into
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. So I told her, I was like, I'm in big trouble. Like if this doesn't work, and I think it kind of freaked her out a little bit, but she was kind of feeling the same way. So, but yeah, I just like knew I had like never wanted to be without her ever again.
Only want to be with you.
Absolutely. And
the Blowfish.
I call another thing. I call it the Coldplay theory.
Ooh.
And it's like when you're sad and you hear Coldplay, it makes you more sad.
Yeah.
But when I hear Coldplay when you're in love, Coldplay's great.
Yeah, you're like,
Yeah.
I love that, dude. That's
cool.
great. That's a
interesting. I
really
like
cool
that.
way of thinking about
So
it.
I've been calling it the Coldplay theory, but I knew I didn't want to be without her. She loved me back, which is just like the best.
Yeah.
And then you have like a series of questions. Like there's like things you need to know about each other. Like are we compatible? And like I just like always wanted to be with her. Like she checked off everything off my list. And then the big thing was she not only like was everything I wanted, but she was also a lot of things I didn't realize I needed.
She's everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got all these songs today.
Yeah, you're like on it, man.
like a radio.
Yep.
That's really great.
Crossing that love barrier is hard. Like it there was times where me and Betsy when I like asked her out, because it's weird as an adult to ask someone to be your girlfriend. Like,
Right.
There's no way to make it sound like not childish. Like,
Right.
Will you be my girlfriend?
Right. Yeah. It's like so.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
And it was the night before my brother's wedding. We had been going out for maybe like 2 months, and my stepbrother was getting married the next day, and we were hanging out watching a movie, and she pauses it. She's like, "Hey, like tomorrow, I'm gonna be like pretty much all your family. What are we?" And I was like,
I'm a friend.
"You want to be my girlfriend?" She was like, "Yeah, I've been waiting for that." So she was like,
great.
"Yes, I will." And so that was funny. And then like a few months later, you test the waters kind of.
Right.
And there were times where I'd be like we were like hanging out or something, or like, and I'm like, "I kind of really, really like you." And
Yeah.
like there was like very little response, and so
Yep.
I'm like, "Oh no, what am I gonna do?" And then one day, same thing. She's like, "Hey, do you love me?" And I'm like, "Yes." She was like, "I've been waiting," and I'm like, "I've been, kind of
Dude.
hinting at it,
Yeah. Right.
I have I have a very interesting story that actually you guys don't probably even know, but the very first time that I told Brianna I loved her was at the Headtrauma Entertainment Christmas party during my speech, and it actually accidentally slipped
really?
out. Yeah, so I was going when I was like when I was shouting people out, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, yeah!" Like, and my girlfriend, like, "I love you," and then like kept moving on, and then like I just saw my sister and my mom's face, or like it just like opened up. I was like, okay, I just carried on like nothing even said it. Like
That's amazing.
Oh my gosh,
Did
yeah.
you guys talk about it later?
So like a week passed, and we went to Giant Eagle, got some sushi.
Oh, man.
Took it back
Giant
to
Eagle's
her
got
house,
some good-
and she was like, "I gotta ask you about something." I'm like, "Oh, what?" And she's like, "You said something during your speech, and like I just need to know if like it's true or
yeah,
not."
that's funny.
And I was like, "Oh, like what did I say?" Like I wanted to make sure like I wasn't
right.
gonna just tell her I loved her if she didn't know what it was, because I was like, "Oh my gosh, like maybe she doesn't love me back. I don't know." So she was like, "Okay, I don't know. I'm worried about saying it." So like I was like, "Okay, well we'll just both shout at the top of our lungs what it is." So I no joke, we're sitting in her parents' house, and she's like, you said that I love you. And I was like, so then I'm like, I don't know. There was like a very intense moment though. And I was like, "Okay, I love you." And that's how it came out.
That's how
What a
it,
story.
Yeah. And then right about then I was like, wow, I don't think there's anybody else I can be with. Because there's no one else that can rock like this. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
man.
real-
The goal in life is just to find someone that's just as weird as you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
has the same quirks. And,
Yeah. Jess and I feel like we like we're on the fast track. Like you're talking about, like, yeah, we were hanging out for like 2 months, and then we became boyfriend and girlfriend, and then like a few months later, we were like, maybe we should say I love you. And we were like, we were dating for like maybe 2 weeks when she became my girlfriend. And then I'd say within like a week and a half, maybe not even that.
Yeah.
I was like, so I'm going to marry you.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to marry you.
The cool thing, like, you guys have known each other your whole life.
Right.
So
That's
it was
amazing.
it was like, man, we could have been, dating for a long time.
We did talk about, like, we're like, how much easier this would have been if we would have just started dating when we were like 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then we also talked about that we wouldn't have liked each other because, like, she thinks I wouldn't have liked her, but I think that's not true because I remember her when she was 20, and I did think she was great.
Yeah.
But I was kind of a loser when I was 20, so she's right there.
I like what you said about she had things that you didn't even know that you needed. I feel that same way.
Absolutely.
About Brianna, like, there's so many things I was like, I never would have guessed. Like, that's something, like, that would have been like a need of mine or like something in my life that she just fills and helps me with in ways that, like, I don't think she ever even realizes how much it impacts me. But, like, my life's changed because of it. And, like, the constant, especially on, like, an emotional level, too. Just, I really do believe, like, with, the right woman, you can accomplish so many different things. Like,
I agree.
So many things that you'd never be able to do on your own.
Yeah.
And they point things out that you're, like, not able to see about yourself.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're like, oh man, I've been doing this for, like, especially like family stuff. Like, you get to see like the differences between like how your family deals with like money or like especially holidays. That's the worst.
Yep.
Like trying to figure that out. Like I think we finally got into a good groove this last year. But like that. There's all those differences. So
Yeah, definitely.
yeah. Tyler, are you guys planning on a honeymoon?
Yeah.
down the
So
road?
we are planning on taking one during her spring break. We have talked about a few things, and we keep fighting with the idea of just going to a resort because, like,
Yeah,
Man,
they're easy.
they're
Like
they're the best.
you put the money there, and then you just have a good time. You don't have to worry about
What's great
anything
is those
else.
all-inclusive ones.
Right. Yeah, you go and drinks and food are included, and like you get to pretend that you are so rich for like 5 days.
Yeah.
Massages and stuff.
Yeah, and most of the time
Saunas.
it's all included. Like
Yeah.
it's like you just have to sign up for stuff and you can go do it.
Yeah.
So we're talking about that, but that has been a recent thing of like maybe we should just go do that because I think we're both tired. Like we just got a lot going on, so it's like that would be kind of fun. But we've been discussing for a while, and this has been the original plan. Is like I think we're gonna fly to Vegas, stay in Vegas for like a night or two to do the like all-inclusive type thing where we're like hanging out by the pool because we're not really gamblers, but like it's warm and there's nice hotels and like food and drink and stuff like that, and then go to the Grand Canyon.
Oh, dude, Grand Canyon is amazing.
Yeah, and then go to Zion National Park for a day or two, and then basically fly back because it's like dirt cheap to fly into Vegas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And even like
And staying in Vegas too. Like,
it's like $25 a night to stay
Yeah,
at a
it's
sweet
ridiculous.
hotel.
they'll get your money other ways.
Right.
Yeah.
So in Vegas, we were looking at like pricing for stuff to fly there and back. Even like if you buy pretty far out, you can do it for like under $200 round trip. But even like as like a late term ticket, you can get like I think it's $350 round trip.
Oh, wow.
And it's like not bad at all. And then a hotel, I think, to stay in Vegas for like 4 or 5 nights is like $200.
Oh,
It's
dang.
amazing.
And they're sweet. They're like 4 or 5 star hotels.
Yeah.
And most of them have like big pools and like drinks. And like I have friends who, the reason we started talking about this, I have friends who were telling us they go every year and they spend like no money. They go and they've like, because they've done it every year and they actually got married in Vegas, but they have figured out how to go and like they know where there's certain places where like they're like, if you go spend $5 at this casino, they give you a free buffet.
Oh man.
Or like stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they were like telling us about this app that you download and you can play games, like gambling games where they're like, literally I just do it when I'm in the bathroom.
Yeah.
I will play games for a few minutes and you get free prizes that are real.
Oh dang.
Jeez.
Yeah. So basically it's like to get you in the door, but they're like, we don't gamble. So we just like get these free prizes and then we go like they're like drink tickets and like food tickets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, so year round they like play these games and like they're playing all this stuff and then they go and they spend like $1,000 for the whole week.
Yeah.
And that's like doing whatever they want.
That's amazing.
Yeah, but they like don't pay for food or drinks. Or like,
yeah. Like my parents love Vegas. Like my mom and my stepdad got married in Vegas.
Oh, cool.
It's they love
cool.
it. But I've only driven through it. I never like spent any time there. But that would be sweet. So,
so that's our plan. Yeah, we want to.
awesome.
We really want to go to Zion. It's just like gorgeous, and I've never seen the Grand Canyon, and either has she. We had originally had like a 2 or 3 week trip planned, but we'll see. Just between business is good and she's in grad school.
Yeah.
Excuse me. It's not like super feasible to like take 3 weeks off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had like planned this trip where it was like, we're going to fly into Seattle and then drive from Seattle through Portland down to San Francisco, stay in San Francisco, then go to Yosemite for a couple of days, then go to Death Valley, then go to, where was it next? I think it might have been Vegas next after that. And then go to Grand Canyon, and then go to Zion, and then come back to the Vegas, and then fly home. And it was like 3 weeks, and I did the math, and it was like $10,000. Oh my crazy. Like,
you're like, whoa.
Yeah, like I even planned out, like found Airbnbs or hotels in each city. I was like, well, let's kind of see what this will look like, you know. But like the biggest thing, honestly, was travel.
Yeah.
Travel and sleeping, because it was like we could rent an RV and do it, but it's like way worse gas mileage. Plus, like the rental fee is insane.
Oh yeah.
To rent an RV, it's like usually over $1,000 a week.
And RVs break down a lot. Like I feel like that they're always breaking down.
Yep.
Our
Where'd you go for your honeymoon, Adam?
our honeymoon was pretty like cheap too. Like we went up to Niagara Falls, and the crazy thing was it kind of worked out. It was awful when it happened, but literally like the week before my wedding, I got in a car accident when I was delivering for Domino's. Like some guy ran a stop sign and just like plowed into the side of my car. Luckily, it was a car that I didn't care much about, and I was kind of hoping would die soon so I could replace it. Since it was the other guy's fault, we got this like 2018. I forget what it was. It was like a Honda something, but it was really nice, and we got that for like 3 weeks because while we looked for a car, and so we took that up to Niagara Falls. Yeah, and it was sweet. Like you can do the wine tours and stuff for like super cheap. You can like there's a bunch of stuff to do downtown. Airbnbs was maybe like $80 a night. Yep, like, it was a good situation.
Did you guys go to Niagara on the Lake?
Yeah, we did. We took a little wine tour, and we actually bought like 6 bottles, and we've been like each significant thing that happens, like when we bought our house or like when we finally got a car, like stuff like that. We were like we had different wine for different stuff. But
yeah, we went to Niagara this past summer and did that. It was super cool.
Yeah, I love it's fun up there.
Did you get any ice wine?
Oh yeah, got that. Where was it from? Konzelman's or something?
Sounds familiar.
Yeah. It was good.
Ice wine is they let the grapes freeze.
Yeah,
and then they pick them.
Just totally change the taste.
Yeah, it's like they're like really sweet, and they usually come in like smaller bottles. This one was
it's like a 16-ounce bottle for like $40.
Jeez,
it was but it's delicious.
Dude, I have some honeymoon curiosity questions.
Yeah.
All right. So when you're on your honeymoon, like, dude, like, do you just like I don't know, like, what do you guys talk like? Do you talk a lot about the wedding that just took place?
I was like, what do you mean? What do you talk about?
No, we're not going there.
But I mean, it's kind of like a decompression of all the planning beforehand. Like that's what it felt like for me.
Like what's the feeling? Because I feel like it's got to be a lot of emotions going on. Because like you just got married and now you're in like a new place and on vacation at the same time.
Yep. One thing that we was cool when we went and stayed at Gervasi was basically I feel like we woke up at like 5 a.m.
Yeah.
And like we ended up going back to bed, but like it was just like fun to like we're like, you want to like go through our cards? Yeah, we had brought the big bag of cards with us, and we hadn't even looked at them yet, you know. And so, like the next morning, like that was one of the first things we did was like, let's look through our cards, you know, like this will be fun, and had breakfast and just relax, you know, because the days leading up to it, you're so
stressed a little bit,
so stressful, and you're so exhausted. Yeah,
your adrenaline's pumping,
right? And even if you're like pretty chill, like I feel like I was pretty relaxed on my wedding day, and I was still just spent.
Yeah,
it's just so emotionally draining.
There's so many things that happen. Things go wrong, and you're like, "Crap, we got to fix this."
Right.
Yeah.
And one thing I know, like a lot of people like to say, they like to not necessarily leave right away to go on the trip. Like they'd like to have a day or two at home and then go on the trip.
Yeah,
that way they can.
That's what we did. We did. We went through all of our gifts and everything, and cards and fun stuff like that.
Did you go?
Did laundry?
No, we went right away.
You guys went right away.
Yeah. So since our wedding was on a Saturday, she took Monday off, and we went and stayed Saturday night and Sunday night, and then came home Monday. It was the only thing I didn't really like was like since we got there so late Saturday, like we didn't really get to enjoy it at all.
Yeah,
because it was like the middle of the night when we got to Gervasi, and like we basically got there and crashed because we were so exhausted, you know. But it was like even the hotel was like locked.
Really?
Because it's different than a regular hotel. Like, you don't just like walk in and check in. Like if they're booked, they're booked, and they don't really. I don't know. It's not like a normal hotel, but we went and I had to like call someone. There was like a phone outside. I had to like call this number and have them come and let us in. And like just by the time we got on there, like we like, yeah, your suit and like all this different stuff. Like we went straight there and like had to unload. And I don't know. I wish. I'm still glad we did that, but it like felt like we were only there for like a few hours of that night.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Before it was like the next day,
Yeah.
Have you guys thought of where you guys want to go?
Yeah, for sure. So, fortunately for us, I have a mentor of mine in my life that he has a beach house in Siesta Keys in Florida.
Nice.
So we are
Need that mentor.
yeah.
What's his name?
Great mentor. So yeah, super excited. We're actually leaving the next day, so we're gonna do ours immediately too.
That's sweet.
Just fly there stay there for a week. Just chill out and relax. But yeah, that's why I was wondering. I was curious on like just all the emotions that are going on, probably and how is it is it a crazy feeling? Like
Yeah, it was
It's super crazy.
is it different? Like knowing that you're married, like now going into that.
It's like you're like, whew, I can like breathe. Like been stressing for like months and stuff, and trying to get things rolling, and people getting lost and stuff.
I just can't wait. Like I'm so excited. Like I think it'd be so cool to just be like, this is my wife. Like, that's just crazy to me to even think that that's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's definitely the most surreal part is when you start introducing her as your wife, or like, I don't know. Yeah, it's just like it's fun to tell people too. Like we went to dinner the night after at the bistro.
Yeah.
And like we were there, they were like, you guys like staying here? You guys just in for the night? It's like, yeah, we actually got married last night.
Yeah.
We're just here hanging out, and it was just super surreal to like tell people that. And
that's the thing. Anywhere you go, tell someone you just got married. Maybe there's a free dessert in it.
Oh yeah.
we tried that out. A lot of places we're like, hey, we just
Dude,
got
after
married.
the day after I got engaged, I got like free Dunkin'.
Oh,
free things. Like, dude, people love it.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yep. Yeah, we got a bunch of gifts that we kind of didn't realize. We like didn't think it was going to be a thing, and all of a sudden we got engaged, and it was like, oh, yeah, this is fun. Like this is fun getting cool things.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. I think it'd be cool to go through the gifts and everything. What'd you guys do for your registry?
We did, I think, Kohl's, Target, and Bath and Body Works. No, Bed Bath and Beyond. That's what it is.
We did. We just did Target and Amazon.
Yeah.
What kind of things do you guys ask for?
That was the thing I asked married people. I said, "What is something you wish you would have asked for that you have like you need now?"
Yeah.
And definitely pots and pans, knives, like things like kitchen stuff that you would not
Except for
normally.
like forks and knives and like those sets. We have like 5.
Oh,
and
dude.
I'm like, what am I going to do with all these sets of probably re-gift them at some point. But
No way, man. We picked out the most expensive one because it wasn't the most expensive, but I loved it.
Yeah.
Like we went to Bed Bath and Beyond, and I touched every fork, and I was like, "This one here is it."
Yeah.
And we were like, "Oh, there's no price on it. I wonder how much it was." It was like $150.
Oh my gosh.
For this 16-piece, something ridiculous, like not very big set of silverware, and we put it on our Amazon registry, and like I did not think we were going to get it, and then at her work bridal party, a few people went in on it and got it for us, and I was like, oh man, and that was the only silverware we got.
We got like a variety of
Well,
we have so much.
Yeah, this is my big question. So what is the difference between the bridal shower presents and like wedding presents? Like, and how do you differentiate the two? And like, what's the difference between that?
I would say for bridal shower, I would say mostly like it's geared towards like your fiance, and then like the wedding, you registry, you can ask. Don't be afraid to ask for like bigger stuff. Because some people can chip in or like even, they can contribute towards a big gift, like, like a vacuum cleaner.
Yep.
I wish we would have asked for that. We don't have a vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
And then, or like lawnmower, stuff like that you are like, man, maybe I'll need that. Or like a grill. I don't know, stuff like that.
Yeah, we only did one registry.
Okay.
And we basically, I feel like the bridal shower is like mostly like close friends and family members, and like it's usually not huge. Like it's not a very big thing, especially if you're like 200 to 300 guests.
Yeah,
like you're not going to invite half of those.
Oh,
It's usually women. You're not going to invite 100 women to a bridal shower. So like it's usually pretty small. But our registry was the same. Like we just registered beforehand and gave them all the same links. And then I feel like the bridal shower, we got like some bigger items and some like, stuff your family's going to get you. Like they're going to get you some stuff that your aunts and stuff that are going to get you.
Yeah. Like my parents bought us a washer and dryer.
Oh, that's
which
sweet.
is nice.
That's great.
It's a good thing to have.
Definitely. And then like the wedding is like, it's kind of a free for all, honestly. But most of the people that got us things at the bridal shower did not get us anything at the wedding.
Okay.
Which makes sense because that was their gift,
Did you use 2 different registries, Adam? The same one?
I think we did, because I don't think we did a complete one before the bridal shower. And then afterwards, we went to a couple other places.
Yeah.
So I think, and we had a couple specific people that gave us stuff. I can't even remember what the different things were from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now, they're just like in 3 different boxes of stuff that we kind of haven't opened yet.
The big thing to do, too, at the bridal shower is to have someone who's writing down who it came from and what they got you. That way you can do thank you cards later.
Yeah.
And then same thing, we did the same thing for the cards and the gifts from the wedding is we would take turns opening things, and whoever was not opening it would write down who it was from and what they got you. So you could say like, hey, thanks for that blender, or like, thanks for this or that. We actually did pretty good on repeats. We didn't get a ton of like doubles.
Yeah.
That's good.
Because now with technology, like they go on and like if
They
it's already been
can
bought,
see,
like, but there's some people that are like, well, I don't want them to know that I got this, so I'm not gonna like, because you physically have to check purchased, even though you bought it. Like, I wish that they would not give you the option to do that because like
you can know what's going on.
Yeah, we got like 2 or 3 food processors, and I think we got 3. One big thing was when we were opening gifts, whether it was at the bridal shower or at the like afterwards, we took turns writing down who it was from and what they got us. That way later we could do like a thank you card. And honestly, because of online, when you're ordering things online, like you can check that they purchased it, so whoever goes on after you doesn't buy the same thing.
Yeah.
But we still got a few doubles of things. Like we got 2 or 3 food processors, and we got 3 cast iron skillets.
Oh man.
Yeah, but it was cool.
Those are good things.
Yeah, they're sweet. Yeah, they're sweet.
Freaking heavy.
But we re-gifted a couple of them to some family that like knew. There's no shame in that. There was a few things, and I guarantee you'll get it. Is we got so many wine glasses.
Oh yeah.
Mugs.
Tupperware containers?
Tupperware. No, we actually didn't get much Tupperware.
Wow.
Yeah,
We got a ton of Tupperware.
but we got a ton of glasses and mugs that say Mr. Right and Mrs. Always Right. I bet we got 4 sets of them.
Seriously.
Oh, wait.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was.
You're like, good joke.
Yeah, you're like, the first one you open, you're like, oh, that's cute. And then you're like,
oh my gosh, it's the same joke.
so we regifted some of those too as like a joke.
Yeah.
But the one of them was, this is my personal favorite. I don't know if I'll ask my wife about this, but we can decide whether or not we want to cut it out or not because they're not going to listen to it. But we got one. No, I think it's fine. I won't say their name, but we got a set that was the box of the Mr. and Mrs. Right mugs, and it still had the bridal shower piece of paper from theirs.
Oh no!
Like whoever had someone gave it to them, and then they gave it to us, but it still had their bridal shower thing. Like,
man,
that's great.
And we were
the
like,
details, man. You gotta look at
This is
it.
probably
If you're gonna
been
re-gift, you gotta make sure.
Yeah, you can't leave someone's card in there, you know.
Well, I got a question that people probably like, wondering. I know I'm wondering, and it sounds like this is gonna sound weird to wonder, but money, dude. Like how much money can you make at a
It depends. I guess it depends on your family. Like we got, I don't know, a little over 2,000 ish.
Yeah, I'd say we're about
something
there.
like that. Yeah.
I know some people that get like have gotten like 5-10 grand.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I never like that. That was the one thing that I don't know why I never thought of like going into it. And
Oh, yeah.
when we were like opening up cards, I'm like, people put money. Oh yeah.
Wait, well, that's like a great gift to yourself
great.
then if you didn't see it coming.
Yeah, we hadn't thought about it either until we were like, oh my gosh, like,
I've drank so much wine on this honeymoon.
yeah.
How many people do you think give money compared to give gifts?
I don't know. That's a good question.
It's kind of 50-50, I feel
Yeah.
like. We got a ton of gifts, but we also got like tons of gift cards, Target gift cards, Amazon gift cards.
Okay.
That's what we asked for specifically was Target and Amazon gift cards, so you could buy anything.
Well, that's nice, yeah.
And then because of that, though, we got probably close to $1,000 in Target and Amazon gift cards.
Yeah, I love those because like you could spend whatever you want on
Yeah,
those. And,
well,
like,
we used Target gift cards for some furniture stuff that we wanted, like a TV stand, and then you can even use it for groceries if you want to.
Yeah.
And then Amazon's the same way. You can get anything you want on Amazon, so it's like it's good as cash.
oh yeah,
Yeah, that was big. But I would say it was about 50-50. I feel like the older people want to buy you gifts. And I feel like the younger couples want to give you a gift card or something like that.
Yeah, something that's really interesting. So right now, we're doing the knot like for the wedding website and stuff,
Yeah.
where people can do that. We're gonna do the registry on there and everything too. But it's a very interesting option that like I've been like putting some thought into and thinking back and forth about is that the knot for the registry allows people to make a money
like right on
contribution
there.
to
Really?
something
Oh, I see.
specific. So it could be like a couple's massage on your honeymoon, or a dinner cruise,
Yeah.
or something like that, or money to put towards if you're looking to buy a house, or if you're
That's a good idea.
looking for furniture, you're looking for something where they can make a financial contribution towards that something specific. I don't know. I think it's a very interesting idea.
That's a good idea.
And it's
It'd be cool if
something
there's
that I haven't
something
heard
that,
a lot about.
if there's something that you really want to do, I would definitely consider that. Like even
Yeah.
if you want to go, like have them cover like plane tickets or something.
Yeah, that was one of the things that I was thinking about was like maybe like the plane travel. But I don't know. Like, what do you guys think? Do you think that's not like awkward? Like, do you think it's weird to ask?
I think
for
it's
something?
becoming more of a norm.
Yeah, I had friends that asked for cash or checks for furniture.
Really? Okay.
So because it's like a big investment
Yeah.
to buy a couch.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm lucky that people we're like giving away couches when we were looking for
Right,
one for
yeah.
our house.
Right.
They were like, "Hey, take this couch. I need it out of here."
Right.
I'm like, "Yeah."
But if you like buy a new one,
But
it's
yeah,
like
it's
anywhere from
Couches
like if you go to Big Lots for under $1,000, but
Yeah.
even then it's still like between $500 and $1,000 for a
Always,
nice
yeah.
couch. But if you go to some place that's like high end,
yeah.
few grand, no problem on a couch.
And especially like a sectional or something.
Yeah.
Like you're just.
So you think it's okay to ask for
like,
money?
"Ooh."
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yep. And but if it makes you feel better, just put in like, also if you're willing, we're asking for cash or check for furniture or for this. You don't have to say what it's going to go to. It doesn't necessarily have to go to furniture, but
Because I think the plane tickets would be
Yeah.
really cool to
Yeah,
have
that'd
for
be
the
great.
honeymoon, and anyone playing a honeymoon. I think that was a thought
Yeah.
that I thought would be good for for someone to cover the flight. I know me personally, like I really want to. When we fly, I really would like to. I've always wanted to fly first class. I think it'd be really,
man.
and I think
Just
like
live it up.
the time to do it would be for a honeymoon. Like it
will
makes sense,
ruin your life, just so you know.
Really?
Yeah. I flew first class to California one time.
It'll never be the same.
Can't.
I'll never be the same.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like it is everything you think it is and more. And the worst part was like the flight to California is like 4 hours,
Yeah.
5 maybe. And I flew with a buddy of mine who's like a United member, or he
Okay.
was. I don't know. I think he's Delta now, maybe, but he was a United member. So we went to the United Club, and like there was
Oh,
like
yeah.
free beer and like food, and like you get to sit in a recliner while you wait for your flight instead of like sitting in that like weird chair outside,
Yeah.
And yeah, we got upgraded to first class because it was empty, and he was like a Prime member,
Yeah.
So we got upgraded, and the chairs are huge. They're super comfortable.
Oh, yeah, man.
They brought me warm cashews in a warm glass.
You're like, I didn't know I
glass
wanted
cup.
warm cashews, but
Yeah.
now I do.
Like all the drinks are in glassware instead of in plastic, and like it's just night and day difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then on the way back, I took a red eye
Oh no.
by myself. He came back later. I took a red eye back,
This is horrible.
and I sat in the coach or whatever, and it was the worst. Like, not only the red eye sucks because you're
Yeah.
flying through the night, but then it's like it was the worst seat, and I sat next to this couple that claimed they didn't speak English, and I was on the like against the window, so like I didn't even get out one time.
Every flight I always request for the exit row because my legs are just so long.
Oh,
and I most of the time they're like, yeah, we love, like we're always trying to reel people into it.
Yep, absolutely.
Like,
if you can request for an exit row, it's huge.
Yeah.
We did that for Iceland, my cousin and I, because he's 6'3".
Yeah.
Or 6'3" or 6'4", and we, both were like going to sit next to each other too. So it's like two big guys, and we got the exit row. The one that sucks because there's two exit rows.
Yeah.
There's the one that's in the front, so you're like the exit row is behind you.
Yeah.
And it's still considered an exit row. And it was like $30 more, and I like wasn't that great of a seat.
Yeah.
And then on the way home, right before the flight, because it was with WOW, so it was like they went out of business like 2 months later. But like right before the flight, we're like, is there any way we could like upgrade to an exit row? And they're like, sure. And basically, like it's like a free for all. Like if you don't ask for a specific seat, like you just get whatever seat you get. And but we upgraded for $30 to an exit row, and we got the good one where it was like I literally had my legs. I was
Like
slid down. I was like
laid
slid down in the chair, and my legs
like,
out as far as they could, and I wasn't touching the seat in front of me. It was amazing.
Awesome.
That's
so
the
you think first class would be worth it for a honeymoon?
Dude, oh yeah. Just
I
go
think
for it.
if you're gonna do it, that's the time to do it. Florida's like a decent flight too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing major, but I don't know. It just seemed like I could justify the money a little bit better.
That would definitely be the time to do it, but you will realize the difference in cost.
Yeah.
It'll never be the same.
Yeah.
How much more do you think it is?
I bet it's if you say if a flight is like $250, normally I bet it's $1,000 a piece.
Jeez. So yeah, going into like the money and gifts, it's a topic that has come up a few times because in my DJ questionnaire I always ask couples if they want to do a dollar dance or not.
Yeah.
And the controversial topic there is that some couples feel like, well, they're already asking their guests to bring gifts, or they already put money in a card, and now you're asking for more money on top of that. And so yeah, I was kind of interested in like how you guys feel about that, and like, do you think that it's wrong to have a dollar dance, or do you feel like it's good, or do you or not? So, and then Adam, since you DJ as well, I thought what was your experience like when you've done a dollar dance?
I actually so anytime that a couple is like on the fence with them, I'm like, just do it. Like, I mean, the thing is, it is like a thing that happened. Like people are used to them at weddings, so. And it's an optional thing. Like, people don't have to do it. And so I think it's totally fine. Like, I'm like, if you guys are on the fence, if you want to do it, if you're like kind of like, I don't know if we want to do it or not, I'm like, just do it. Like, I mean, they know it's for, like, the honeymoon. They know that it'll help you guys. Like, the people that want to do it will have fun doing it.
Right.
And, it's a good time. Like, it's fun.
Every time I've ever done one, it is a huge hit.
Yeah.
And, like, it's funny because, like, sometimes, the couple will be like, oh, they just need, like, one song. And I'm like, no, actually, you're going to need, like, 4 or 5 songs.
Yeah.
Because
3 to 5.
They will last about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And so I always go off that because I'm like, I mean, obviously there's a lot of people out there that must enjoy it because it lasts that long.
I had one turn into like a Congo line.
Yeah.
I was like, what is happening?
And one thing that I always want to say is that it also provides a great opportunity to talk to your guests.
Right. Yeah, if you don't have a chance to like get around to every table, like
it's like
the people
great
that
opportunity
to talk to you,
to talk with.
I kind of wish we would have done it.
And like, money's involved, but like there is more that goes in. It's more than just money too. I mean, you get to talk to the guests, and a lot of times it isn't just $1. Really, you will get 20s and 50s and
hundreds.
Yes, and hundreds.
Hundreds.
But you will get something, and people know that it helps you. Your family members will definitely hop in. And then something I always want to suggest too, in case people haven't thought about, is that you always want to assign typically 2 bridesmaids, one for you and one for the bride and one for the groom side. So
you can get
with
creative.
A bucket.
Yeah, you can get creative with the bucket too. Like I've had people do it with hats or fancy baskets.
And I'm not 100% sure if this is tradition or not, but I know that typically when people go up to put in money for it and to do the dance, typically people hand out a shot with it, which is also really cool because like you're getting a shot, and a lot of venues don't allow shots, but they will allow it specifically, make an exception for the dollar dance.
I don't know.
I've never seen that, but I might have to.
I've seen it one time.
might have to start
It was wild.
like telling them like, hey, ask whoever's
Yeah.
bartending like if they could do that.
Yeah.
So that's a cool idea. But
Yeah.
I think like for me I wish we would have done it. We didn't do one,
Yeah.
but we did the shoe game. We didn't even do like an anniversary dance, but it was. I wish we would have done the dollar dance. That would have been cool.
Yeah, we did. We
think it would've
really
been fun.
went back and forth on it because it was like, do we want to do it? Because there are people who really just they want to like get a chance to dance with you.
Yeah.
But we ultimately decided just not to do it because we just wanted it to be a party.
Yeah.
But absolutely, like all those things are right. Like it's free money. You get to talk to people.
So I play those interactive songs because it also helps with the bride and groom. It's not like that awkward moment where like maybe they don't really want to slow dance with that specific
Right.
person because that's like not comfortable. And so I play interactive songs. Then like everyone else that's also not currently dancing with them can also join in and have a good time, sing along, and everyone still feels a part of it. So that way you can keep the party still going
Get the
and
momentum
also
still.
have that at the same time. So
Yeah. And they're fun if like especially if like the night like people are starting to like trickle off the dance floor. It's fun to get that still going. Kind of helps break up the night a little bit. Well, yeah. Thanks for joining us for episode numero cuatro of the Wedding Workflow
Is it
podcast.
French?
It'd be like, oh, deux, trois.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, but we want to thank you again. Feel free to give us a rating or review on Apple Podcasts. We do appreciate it, and we're trying to get up there. We're trying to get number one on that relationships category. So, hit us up on
really
there.
help us out.
Yeah, find us on Twitter, on Instagram. We're trying to get to that 100
Facebook.
followers on Instagram.
Yep.
We're sitting at about 30 right now. So.
Yeah, help us out on the Insta.
Yeah, and then join Facebook, and we got a couple things that we're maybe planning for Facebook, so stay tuned for that. And next week, we will be talking to Emily Richards, and it's going to be a good time. All right, thank you for joining us for another episode of the Wedding Workflow Podcast. Join us next Wednesday for another episode. We are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. Feel free to send us a message with any questions or topics you'd like us to discuss on the podcast at theweddingworkflow@gmail.com. Also find us online. We are on Instagram, The Wedding Workflow, and we are on Twitter as Wed Workflow Pod. And you can also find us on Facebook at The Wedding Workflow. So thank you for joining us, and we will see you again next week.